Hello, we're those film guys. It's me and Chris, and today we're going to give you a brief rundown of the new Superman trailer. This is a Christopher Nolan sort of produced film and a Zack Snyder directed film, and it brings us, from what we can see, a new and different take on Superman. This trailer gave me sort of Kevin Costner. There are two variations of it, and I don't know which. I mean, I said before recording that I liked Kevin Costner more than Russell Crowe, but both are sort of like.
It is very hard to decide which is the best trailer, because as we were talking about it before, and we decided that this trailer seems to be going a whole completely new tone with the Superman franchise. And it seems to be moving towards what I perceive as a kind of Batman Begins take, making as realistic as you can Superman. But the tone of this is brilliant, and the two voiceovers completely offset each other and seem to give Superman this dilemma that he'll probably have to face in the film.
Yeah, and I think that, but when I first heard that it was the Russell Crowe playing Jor-El, I thought really, though I'm a Russell Crowe fan, I did sort of like go,
Yeah, me too.
Could he pull it off? But that sort of voiceover sort of made me think, okay, I could see this. It will be a very different Jor-El take, and I'm not going to bring up comparison with Marlon Brando, because they will both be very different, and Marlon Brando brought his thing. Russell Crowe will bring his own style to the character, and so will and in terms of Superman as well, the actor playing him will bring a new take on Superman. It all seems very new, like a new design for Superman, and from what I can tell, between the two having watched both trailers and being wowed by both of them, I can see a resounding theme of the sort of father-son aspect of both of these parents. And there's one thing that I picked up on, was that it seems to be giving, the voiceovers seem to be giving Superman's character more depth than he may have been given previously. Because I mean, with Kevin Costner being his dad, his sort of foster dad, saying that you have a choice in who you are, in what you can do, and it is up to you to make that choice, and only you can decide that for yourself. And he's very much that sort of. It seems like he's giving him free rein to choose whether to be the hero or the villain, whereas Jor-El in that voiceover is saying you don't have a choice. You will be Earth's savior. You will bring hope to these people.
Yeah, and Superman as a whole is practically unstoppable and not human, like a demigod. So it's nice to see that they're giving him this very human quality and this dilemma, from the looks of the trailer anyway. And I think this will make the character of Superman a lot more likeable, and a way for the audience to connect with him more, and that people can empathise with him, with this decision of, destiny, this is what you have to do, and the free choice of this is what you can do this if you want, but you are destined for great things. And I think that shines through in the trailer, and I hope that shines through in the film also. Yeah,
the sort of implications of destiny versus free will, I think, really is emphasised in the trailers if you watch both of them.
And I would recommend watching both, actually, because the messages conveyed in both are completely different and do complement the trailer in different ways.
Yeah, and both dads are sort of opposites to one another, and one you could consider more strict, and the other more sort of lenient towards Clark Kent as a character, and sort of even though he's alien, it seems that Kevin Costner may help him understand who he is and find out what he's capable of and how he deals with that. And you know, I think that the message, the theme of destiny versus free will does really come through, and it is great to see that, to see a new that sort of take given to Superman.
Yeah. I agree, and what also shines through in this trailer is from what we've seen, I know it's only a teaser trailer, but the visionary director of Zack Snyder, and I know that some people may not like him as a director, but you can't fault his visionary style, and you know, coupled with the voiceover of either Russell Crowe or Kevin Costner, the whole thing of, you know, the little kid with the red cape and the butterfly to show like emergence and, you know, being free and stronger, as I assume it's on the Kent farm. You know, it really works, and if that's the style that he's gone for, I think that will, you know, give the film another edge that the other Superman films haven't had up until this point. And you know, the Lord of the Rings music, I know I've heard a lot of other people criticise the use of music from such a beloved series of Lord of the Rings put to a Superman film, but that music to me works so well for this new theme that the trailer seems to be going towards.
It is, and I am very excited for this new Superman and the new style it takes, and I am kind of I'm not really a very big Zack Snyder fan. I think the only film of his I liked was the remake of Dawn of the Dead. I didn't care much for 300. Yeah, it was nice to look at, but I didn't really care much for it. And it was the same with Watchmen, if not worse in Watchmen, because I felt that he didn't bring anything. It felt like I was literally had the comic in my hand with Watchmen, and I was physically reading it. I felt bored during that, and the visual style, it very much felt like the panels were translated onto screen, and there didn't seem like he sort of brought his own thing to it. But here, I really do think, from judging from this trailer alone, or both trailers, even though they're both the same in content, except for the voiceover, that the visual style is really good. And it is good that Christopher Nolan, you know, is producing it. He also wrote the story for it, along with David S. Goyer, and Goyer also wrote the screenplay. So you have a creative team there, and Christopher Nolan will, it says that he will be involved in the creative side of the film. So you have a director who's visually pleasing, you have a director slash, you have the producer there who can do substance and subtext and depth, and you have a writer who can also do depth and substance. You have a winning formula there,
and so hopefully that will come through. And when I like Zack Snyder's director, I like 300, I like Watchmen, I like Legend of the Guardians. I think when he directs off other people's work, in this case Nolan's and Goyer's, his direction is very, very good, and I think his films are good. Where he fails is his original content, which was Sucker Punch, which we don't talk about. But when I heard that he was set to direct, and especially with Nolan and Goyer's involvement, this got me really excited, because I have never been a Superman fan, really. I've been more partial to, like, you know, the Batman, Spider-Man series. Yeah. But this has got me hyped now for this film coming out, and hopefully, like the trailer says, this film Superman will be destined for great things. Yeah,
and I have seen the originals and Returns, and I love the first two films. Where it gets stupid and sort of loses the plot completely is the third one, and then the fourth one is worse than both Returns and 3 combined, with Nuclear Man and Superman throwing a nuclear missile into the sun, which creates Nuclear Man. How, I don't know, but that's where it got so silly. And you know, I liked Returns. No, it wasn't good, but I liked it.
Yeah. I didn't really like Returns, and I know it's kind of divided. Some people like it, some people hate it. This one seems to me the style that I would have liked to have seen from a Superman film before this point. So it's nice to see it getting translated to the similar style that Batman Begins did. And a lot of superhero films now are taking the more darker, serious, realistic edge.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's one thing I've always said about the character of Superman, is that he's really difficult to connect with or bond with because he is essentially a god. There's really nothing he can't do. I mean, except for kryptonite, he's practically impervious to everything else. So they're either going to stick with that motif but give him this more human side to his emotion, or they're going to do something with his powers also. You know, at this point I don't know. We know the villain is General Zod. That means nothing to me. So, you know, who knows? I hope it turns out well, especially we need something now to fill this place of after now Batman's finished.
Yeah, and you know, hopefully this will do it. And I am really looking forward to it.
Me too.
So those are our thoughts on. I was about to say Batman there, but those are our thoughts, our initial thoughts on the new Superman, how it looks, what it might be like. So thank you for watching our breakdown of Superman, or Man of Steel as it's called, and we'll see you next time. Thank you guys.
Thank you.